Himalayan jewel, Sikkim's independent spirit. This land, cradled by the mighty Himalayas, is a testament to resilience and beauty. Nestled high in the Himalayas, Sikkim has long captivated the world with its breathtaking beauty. The villages, perched on the slopes, offer a glimpse into a life harmoniously intertwined with nature. Towering snow-capped peaks pierce the sky, their slopes cloaked in emerald forests. These majestic mountains stand as silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of this ancient land. Crystal-clear rivers cut through valleys, their waters reflecting the vibrant prayer flags fluttering in the wind. These rivers are the lifeblood of Sikkim, nourishing its land and people. This small kingdom, a hidden gem in the mountains, held on to its independence for centuries. Its isolation allowed it to develop a unique culture and identity distinct from its neighbors. Its people, a mix of Bhutia, Lepcha, and Nepali communities, wove a rich tapestry of culture and tradition. Each community brought its own customs, creating a vibrant mosaic of life. Sikkim was a world apart, a sovereign entity navigating the currents of history on its own terms. Its villages, with their traditional houses and communal life, stood as a testament to its enduring spirit. For centuries, Sikkim thrived as an independent kingdom. Its landscapes, dotted with monasteries and palaces, echoed the grandeur of its past. Founded in the 17th century by the Namgyal dynasty, it cultivated a unique identity. The dynasty's legacy is still evident in the cultural and spiritual life of Sikkim. Buddhism flourished, infusing the land with spirituality. Monasteries became centers of learning and meditation, shaping the spiritual landscape of Sikkim. The Chogyals, monarchs revered as both temporal and spiritual leaders, guided their people through the ages. Their rule was marked by a deep connection to the land and its traditions. Sikkim's story, however, was not one of uninterrupted tranquility. The kingdom faced numerous challenges, both internal and external, that tested its resilience. The kingdom faced external pressures, particularly from its powerful neighbor to the south, the British Raj. The British influence began to seep into the fabric of Sikkimese society. In the 19th century, Sikkim's independence came under threat, leading to a new chapter in its history. Diplomatic maneuvers and treaties began to shape its future. The kingdom, however, was not immune to the geopolitical realities of the region. The shifting power dynamics of the time brought new challenges and opportunities. The rise of British power in India cast a long shadow over Sikkim. The kingdom had to navigate the complexities of colonial politics while maintaining its sovereignty. The Anglo-Sikkimese Treaty of 1861, while acknowledging Sikkim's sovereignty, brought the kingdom under the umbrella of British protection. This treaty marked a significant turning point in Sikkim's history. This marked a turning point as Sikkim became entangled in the web of colonial influence. The British presence began to alter the social and political landscape of the kingdom. Despite these challenges, the spirit of independence remained strong within the hearts of the Sikkimese people. Their festivals and traditions continued to celebrate their unique identity. Their cultural identity, rooted in ancient traditions and a deep connection to the land, continued to flourish. The dances, rituals, and ceremonies of Sikkim are a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. Under the British Shadow Protectorate and shifting sands, the arrival of the British marked a significant turning point in Sikkim's history, forever altering its trajectory. The Treaty of 1861, while recognizing the Chogyal's authority, placed Sikkim under British protection. This treaty was a double-edged sword, offering security but also imposing constraints. This ambiguous status, a protectorate in name but often subject to British influence, sowed the seeds of future complexities. The Chogyal's power was both bolstered and undermined by this arrangement. As the British Raj consolidated its hold over the Indian subcontinent, Sikkim found itself increasingly drawn into the orbit of its powerful neighbor. The influence of the British was pervasive, affecting every aspect of Sikkimese life. The construction of roads and infrastructure, while intended to facilitate trade and communication, also served to strengthen British control over the region. These developments, though beneficial in some ways, were primarily designed to serve British interests. The Chogyal, navigating this delicate balance of power, sought to preserve Sikkim's autonomy while accommodating British interests. This required a careful and often precarious balancing act. Internally, Sikkim witnessed a period of relative stability. The traditional way of life continued, and the people adapted to the new political realities. Buddhism continued to flourish as the state religion, and the Chogyal remained a revered figurehead. The spiritual and cultural life of Sikkim remained vibrant and resilient. However, the seeds of change were sown during this era. The traditional structures of power and society began to shift under the weight of external influences. The introduction of a limited system of governance, with British advisors playing an influential role, gradually eroded the traditional power structures. This new system brought both opportunities and challenges for the Sikkimese people. Moreover, the growing presence of Nepali immigrants, encouraged by British policies, began to alter the demographic landscape of Sikkim. This influx brought new cultural influences and economic opportunities, but also new social dynamics. This influx of Nepali population, while contributing to Sikkim's economic development, also led to social tensions. The changing demographics created a complex mosaic of communities with varying interests and aspirations. The original inhabitants, the Bhutias and Lepchas, found themselves increasingly outnumbered. Their traditional way of life and social structures faced new pressures and challenges. The stage was set for a complex interplay of ethnic and political dynamics that would shape Sikkim's future. The legacy of this period would resonate through the years, influencing the path Sikkim would take in the decades to come. Seeds of discord, internal unrest, and India's strategic gaze. The story of Sikkim is one of complex political dynamics and strategic maneuvering. The departure of the British in 1947 left Sikkim at a crossroads. The end of colonial rule brought about a period of uncertainty and transition for the small Himalayan kingdom. While some advocated for complete independence, others favored closer ties with India. This division of opinion created a fertile ground for political debate and conflict. The Chogyal, Palden Thondup Namgyal, found himself caught between these competing aspirations. As the ruler, he had to navigate the delicate balance between maintaining Sikkim's sovereignty and addressing the growing demands for change. India, for its part, viewed Sikkim as strategically vital, a buffer state bordering a newly assertive China. The geopolitical significance of Sikkim could not be overstated, especially in the context of the Cold War and regional power dynamics. This geopolitical calculus played a significant role in shaping India's approach towards its Himalayan neighbor. The Indian government was keenly aware of the need to secure its northern borders and counter any potential threats from China. Internally, Sikkim grappled with political unrest. The traditional authority of the Chogyal was increasingly challenged by new political movements and the rising aspirations of the people. The rise of political parties demanding democratic reforms challenged the Chogyal's absolute rule. These parties sought to transform Sikkim's political landscape, advocating for greater representation and participation in governance. Protests and demonstrations became increasingly common, reflecting a growing desire for greater political participation. The streets of Sikkim echoed with the voices of those calling for change and reform. The Sikkim National Congress, advocating for merger with India, gained significant support, particularly among the Nepali population. This movement added another layer of complexity to the already volatile political situation. The Chogyal, facing mounting pressure both internally and externally, sought to maintain a delicate balance, preserving Sikkim's autonomy while navigating the complex realities of the post-colonial era. His leadership was tested as he tried to reconcile the diverse interests within Sikkim. India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, adopted a proactive approach towards Sikkim. Recognizing the strategic importance of the region, the Indian government took decisive steps to secure its interests. Concerned about potential Chinese influence in the region, India sought to strengthen its ties with the Himalayan kingdom. Diplomatic efforts were intensified to ensure that Sikkim remained within India's sphere of influence. A treaty signed in 1950 granted India control over Sikkim's defense, foreign affairs and communications, effectively making Sikkim an Indian protectorate. This agreement marked a significant turning point in Sikkim's history. This move, while presented as a mutually beneficial arrangement, further eroded Sikkim's sovereignty and paved the way for greater Indian involvement in its internal affairs. The implications of this treaty would be felt for years to come, shaping the future of Sikkim and its relationship with India.